Hi, today is September 6, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 1437 for the year, Kicking My Ass. The sky has lately been kicking my ass. The day before yesterday there was a rainbow, maybe the storm has passed. And last night there were streaks of red, not blood red, but maybe the color of blood intermingled with milk, but not too much milk. Blood intermingled with a little milk. Maybe my blood intermingled with your milk, or maybe vice versa. But whatever has been up with the sky, and whatever has been up with us, it has been kicking my ass. Poem number 1438, Her Name. Her name was so hot that when he spoke it softly to himself, it turned him on. The feel of her name in his mouth was like just baked bread, or a cool glass of water in the middle of the night, or that vegan custard he had had that one time. He wished that her name could fill his belly and slake his thirst, because he was getting fat from all of that bread and all of those desserts, and the water in the middle of the night was making him have to take a lot of leaks. Poem number 1439, Uncertainty. The silence seemed deafening because she couldn't hear anything. It was so silent that she couldn't know for certain whether there was actually no sound or whether she had gone deaf. And if she had actually gone deaf, she couldn't know for certain whether the silence had deafened her or whether she had gone deaf for some other reason. She couldn't even know for certain if the silence was silence, because if she was deaf, then it could actually be extremely noisy without her being able to sense it due to her deafness. The silence seemed deafening, but she couldn't be certain as to whether the silence was silence or whether her deafness was deafness, or both, or neither. Poem number 1440, Counterintuitivity. Poem number 1440, Counterintuitivity. The silence was deafening, but the heat was not cooling, and the fasting was not fattening, and the ignorance was not edifying, and the excitement was not enervating, and the sleep was not restless, and the knowledge was not uninformative, and the food was not insatiating, and the cool was not warm. And after a while, the silence somehow became less silent, and was no longer deafening. Poem number 1441, Feeling It Out. When it rained, this is the last poem for the day. When it rained. And the last poem for the day, poem number 1441, Feeling It Out. When it rained and they tried to use a smile as their umbrella, that shit didn't work. But when their shit got fucked and they smiled, that shit worked. Over time, they learned not to throw out actual babies with the actual bathwater, and not to grab actual bulls by the actual horns, and not to always look for actual silver linings around every actual cloud. It did take a while, but eventually they got better at feeling it out without actually having to actually feel every actual thing. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. Thank you.